Hello and welcome to World Traveler Cooking, where we cover interesting foods and interesting cuisines from around the world. Today we are going to make, well, it's not quite a sauce, but it is my sauces series. Niter Kibbeh, also known as Kibbeh. This is a clarified spiced butter used in Ethiopian food, and I'm classifying it as a sauce largely because of its use in making kibbeh. So it's added similar to what you would add as a sauce in the process of making the dish. So we're going to go ahead and make that today. I'm expecting this to be really good. And I'm combining a few different recipes, so I'll have multiple recipes in the recipe credit. You're welcome to review these and perhaps modify them yourself. So for the ingredients, I'm going to go through the spices separately because that way you can see them. But basically I have a bunch of spices, 2 cloves of garlic, and 200 grams of butter. So that's what we're going to do. Most recipes I've seen start with at least twice that much butter, and one of the recipes I'm working from started at 3 kilograms of butter. I'm not going to make that much clarified butter today. It would kind of break the bank, among other things. Also, as an announcement, we are now at least partially monetized in the sense that we now accept supers, and that we also accept memberships. As I start getting a couple of memberships in YouTube or Patreon, I will start doing some sessions which will be live, and you're welcome to join in. I'll try to make sure that they're at a time that works for all of my members. So thank you very much for all of your support, and if you'd like to support, you're welcome to do so on YouTube or Patreon. So I'm going to cover the spices next, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about how I'm going to work with the garlic, because the recipes that had the simplest process didn't use it, or onion. The ones which had the most complex processes, which I don't think would have worked as well in a traditional kitchen, didn't use them. But I've seen more recipes with garlic and onion than without, and so I'm trying to modify things around so that they work. So let's go over the spices. So here are our spices. I have probably close to a teaspoon of whole coriander, which I will grind, around a half a teaspoon or a quarter teaspoon of cumin, which again I will grind with the coriander, about a teaspoon or so of ginger. I'm using ground. More people would probably do like fresh ginger, maybe closer to a tablespoon, and have it minced. I'm using about a teaspoon of berbere. That's not in all of the recipes, but I have seen it in some. I'm using 3 cardamon pods here. These I've already shelled them, and I will grind this with the others. And then finally, normally this would be an herb called kosaret, but I'm substituting it a piece of lemongrass and about half a teaspoon of oregano. So for the garlic, I'm going to rough cut it. I'm going to mince it, and I will add it near the end, probably the last 15 minutes or so of simmering, just so it doesn't burn. For the rest of these, for the whole spices here, so these ones here together, I'm going to grind them down in a mortar and pestle, and we'll go ahead and use this. Once I've ground my spices, I'm now going to take my butter and I'm just going to melt it into a pot. And I'm going to let it start to separate. And once it separates, I will try to skim off the solids, and I will start to add the spices, and then I'll keep it going on a very low heat for about an hour. Alright, so it's starting to separate, it's starting to simmer. I'm going to add the freshly ground spices, and then basically we'll just let this go for Another couple minutes. What you'll find here is that, at least in theory, the butter, the buttermilk pieces are at the bottom. But in practice, it's more a matter of milk solids at this point, and butter fat, if we're using a high quality butter like we are now. It's been a little under 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and add the ground spices. Mix this up really well. And we will let this continue to cook for about another half an hour. And then I'll add the garlic. And as a note, as long as there's still bubbles coming up, you'll want to stir this very occasionally so that you don't have milk solids sticking to the bottom of your pot. So now it's been a little over half an hour, so I'm going to stir in the garlic. And oh, look at that foam up. And I'm just going to stir that for a moment until the bubbles go away, and we'll let this simmer for up to about 15 minutes, and then we'll be done. Now, I might not let it go the full 15 minutes. Part of the reason is the recipes that I found that use garlic tended to do it early on and then use a water and refrigeration process to separate. The reason I'm not doing that is that I figured that in most of the world, in fact all of the world, refrigeration is kind of a new thing. And so if you're in a reasonably tropical environment, a reasonably hot environment, that's just simply not going to work. And so while I wouldn't put it past folks from doing that today, it's not something that could have been a process, say, 50 or 100 years ago. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this. The garlic, you'll note, turns golden brown very, very quickly because the oil is so hot. I'm going to let this continue at least for another 5 minutes. But as this becomes darker golden brown, I will probably just filter it. It's actually only been about 2 or 3 minutes. I've decided to just take it off the heat now. I'm going to let it sit for another maybe 30 minutes to cool down, and then we'll strain it out. I'll do a very basic taste test, and then you'll get to see this. You will probably see me use this already in the Ethiopian scrambled eggs, which should be out before this recipe. So once it's cooled down really well, I'm just going to run it through a fine mesh strainer into, in this case, a plastic container, but glass would be preferred in my view. You can also run it through cheesecloth if you like. And I've decided not to do a taste test because, after all, it's just spiced clarified butter, so spiced basically like a spiced oil. But it should add like an earthy, spiced flavor to whatever I put it on. So